Heartwarming truth exposed. Millionaire's incredible response to girl's life-changing request in a small suburban town. In Oak Ridge, the sun was setting, casting a warm golden hue over the quaint community, where the scent of backyard barbecues wafted in the air. At the center of it all was 12-year-old Lily, sitting on her well-worn porch steps, sketchbook in hand, lost in a world of creativity. With every stroke of her pencil, she breathed life into her dreams, a dreams sharp as the edges of her drawings, vibrant as the colors in her imagination. Lily's heart was as pure as the summer day, sparkling with ambition and compassion that matched the twinkle in her eye. Watching her single mother, a devoted veteran who juggled jobs to provide for them, Lily felt a fiery determination stirring inside her. Her mom did her best, balancing work with nurturing Lily's talents. "Hard work pays off, sweetheart," she would often say, wiping her brow after a long day. Tears brimmed Lily's eyes as she envisioned an art program at school, a haven for her classmates to express their creativity, just as she did in the pages of her beloved sketchbook. But how could a girl like her, from a modest background, make such dreams come true? In her desperation for help, she had learned about Mr. Thompson, a local millionaire known for his philanthropy. His reputation, however, was cloaked in whispers. Would someone like him even care about her little dream? With a heart pounding out a symphony of hope and fear, Lily sat down and penned a heartfelt letter, pouring out her passion and visions onto paper. She hoped this would be her golden ticket, a way to break through the silence of doubt suffocating her dreams. Before we continue, I need to let you know about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system, and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, hit that bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can drop a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen. Now let's continue. Doubt wrapped around Lily's dreams like shadows creeping in. At the PTA meeting, the air was thick with murmurs and judgment. Who does she think she is? One parent whispered. Others cast concerned gazes, their looks laden with social prejudice. Yet, Lily stood tall, her determination undaunted. She could feel the weight of their thoughts, pressing down like rain clouds gathering before a storm. Then came the talent show, a pivotal moment for the community. The spotlight shone on Lily, and as she stepped onto the stage, she could feel the crowd's skepticism. But as she sang, the pain in her heart transformed into pure magic. Her voice, sweet and shaky at first, grew stronger, capturing the essence of her dreams. At that moment, Mr. Thompson watched, his heart nudging against the iron bars of his past contrived notions and biases. What if he truly saw her? As the audience erupted into applause, Lily felt her soul soar. Amidst the rapture, Mr. Thompson's thoughtful expression conveyed a deep struggle within him. Would this brave little artist break through the walls he had built around his gilded life? The tension hung in the air, heavy with unanswered questions and hope. Would he support a girl who dared to dream, or would the shadows of doubt eclipse the light of possibility? The community, once fractured, held its breath, waiting for a sign, a glimmer of unity. Little did they know, they were on the brink of a change that could reshape their destinies, a bond awaiting to be forged out of Lily's courage and Mr. Thompson's awakening. What would happen next would define them all. The following morning, the sun broke through the curtains of Mr. Thompson's lavish home, illuminating the walls adorned with priceless art. But the beauty around him felt distant. He sat in his office, staring at the letter Lily had sent. Her words echoed in his mind, vivid and raw. "I just want to create a place where we can all imagine, where dreams can grow." He rubbed his eyes, trying to shake off the flicker of empathy that had ignited during the talent show. This was not the ambitious plan he had envisioned for his day, yet it felt like a weight had settled in his chest. How could a child move him so profoundly? His assistant, Jenna, walked in, her heels tapping against the polished floor. "Are you all right, sir? You seem thoughtful." Mr. Thompson's gaze remained fixed on the letter. What if it's not just charity? He murmured more to himself than to her. What if it's responsibility? Sir? Jenna leaned closer, curious. There is something special about this girl. She believes in art. In a community. I've spent so long building walls. His voice trailed off, caught in the realization of how isolated he had become in his pursuit of success. Taking a deep breath, he pushed the chair back and rose to his feet. I want to go to Oak Ridge. I need to see her again. Just then, his phone buzzed, pulling him back. It was a news alert highlighting the talent show and Lily's stirring performance. Comments poured in praising her courage and dreams, an awakening for a town that had often overlooked the little things that truly mattered. Meanwhile, Lily woke up, her heart racing with hope. The performance lingered in her mind like a sweet melody, but doubts still twisted her stomach. What if Mr. Thompson was just a fleeting thought in her story, like a butterfly that flits by but never lands? As she prepared for school, her mom entered, exhaustion evident in her eyes. You were incredible last night, Lily. I've never been prouder. Do you think Mr. Thompson might actually help? Lily asked, a tremor of uncertainty in her voice. Her mother knelt beside her. Sweetheart, you poured your heart out. If anyone can understand the power of dreams, it's him. Just believe. She squeezed Lily's hand, both giving and seeking strength at T-school. Lily's classmates gathered around her, the whispers now buzzing with excitement instead of judgment. You were amazing. Are you going to be famous? They exclaimed, words spilling over with the energy of newfound admiration. That was when the principal announced a surprise assembly during lunch. It's about the talent show, he beamed, and the room hushed in anticipation. Lily's heart raced as the assembly began, the mood electric. Her eyes darted around the room, wondering if Mr. Thompson would show up or if she was merely dreaming again. But then an unmistakable figure stepped through the doors. It was him. Mr. Thompson, standing tall and commanding, drawing every gaze toward him. He adjusted his tie and began speaking, voice steady yet vulnerable as he spoke about courage, community, and the incredible talent he had seen. As he went on, Lily couldn't breathe. What did he really want to say? He paused, a smile playing on his lips as he caught her eye. I want to support young dreamers, just like Lily, and help turn visions into reality. The room erupted in applause, and Lily's heart soared. But beneath the swell of excitement lay a pit of anxiety. Was this truly the beginning of a dream, or just another moment lost in empty promises? As Mr. Thompson continued, a wave of emotions washed over her. Could he really change everything, or was she risking her heart for a fleeting promise? The next chapter loomed, filled with hopes and doubts. As Lily prepared to step into a world she always longed for, but would she find the courage to embrace it? The assembly hall buzzed with excitement, but for Lily, time seemed to freeze. Mr. Thompson's words hung in the air, but all she could feel was a surge of exhilaration mixed with uncertainty. Would he really follow through? She glanced around, catching the eyes of her classmates, who wore expressions filled with awe. How could anyone doubt him? Look at what he is saying, whispered one girl, her wide eyes betraying her own hopes. Lily struggled to breathe. The idea that someone so powerful could believe in her was overwhelming. Yet, inside her chest, doubt lurked like a shadow. What if it was all just talk? As the applause faded, she found herself lost in thought. The room slowly emptied, but she remained, her mind replaying the moment he had looked at her, the very acknowledgement that ignited her passion. Suddenly, she felt a tentative hand grip her shoulder. Turning, she found Jenna standing beside her, a warm smile illuminating her face. You did it, Lily. You captured his attention, Jenna said, excitement bubbling in her voice. But what does that mean? What if he doesn't really want to help? Before Jenna could respond, the chatter around them shifted as Mr. Thompson approached, his presence commanding. Lily, he said, his voice gentle and inviting. Could I speak with you for a moment? Her breath caught again. Was this real? She nodded, her heart racing as she followed him to a quieter corner. I wanted to talk to you about your vision. The creative space you want to create, he said, sincerity radiating from him. I believe in what you want to do, You have a spark that can ignite a whole community. But I also want to know what you really need to make it happen. Lily's heart pounded in her chest. The weight of possibility felt heavy. I want to bring people together through art. I want to create a safe space where kids can dream and express themselves without fear. He listened intently, nodding as she spoke. You're already thinking like a leader. That's powerful. But I want you to think bigger. What if we could turn that passion into a real project? If you could dream without limits, what would it look like? The question lingered in the air, swirling around Lily. She felt her imagination begin to take flight. I would build a community art center. A place with studios, a theater, maybe even a garden where people can come together and create a dialogue. He finished for her, his face lighting up. Exactly. This isn't just about art. It's about connection. We can partner on this. I know people who can help. Lily's mouth fell open. Could it be this simple? You mean you really want to invest in it? Why not? You've inspired me, Lily. I've spent much of my life in concrete rooms, focusing only on business. I forgot the joy of creativity. With those words, a flicker of hope ignited within Lily. Are you serious? You'd help me? Absolutely. But we'll need to come up with a plan. You can't do this alone, he replied, his eyes rich with conviction. In that moment, a wave of determination washed over her. They exchanged ideas, filling the air with dreams and possibilities. The fears that had churned in her stomach started to dissipate as hope took root. But just as she felt herself soaring, a thought crept back in. Could she really take on this responsibility? What if the weight was too heavy? The moment of clarity hung in the air like a tightrope, balancing her aspirations against the fear of failure. As the conversation deepened, she couldn't shake a question. Was she ready to step out of her comfort zone and lead this dream forward? The path lay ahead, bright with potential but shadowed by uncertainty. Would she find the strength to embrace this journey? An unexpected call from her mother suddenly disrupted her thoughts, its urgency pulling Lily back to reality. What awaited her there, and how might it change everything? As Lily stepped out of the assembly hall, her heart raced with anticipation, but anxiety coiled tightly in her stomach. The hallways buzzed with chatter. Groups of students discussed the announcement as if it were a vibrant tapestry woven with dreams and hopes. Yet, her mind was consumed by the weight of everything Mr. Thompson had just proposed. Surely, it can't be that easy, she murmured to herself, pushing through the crowd. Jenna slipped her arm through Lily's, sensing the turbulence roiling inside her friend. You okay? Jenna asked. Her voice barely above the din. The question hung in the air, and Lily hesitated. I don't know. I feel like I've been given this amazing gift, but what if I can't handle it? Jenna's brows furrowed. You can handle it. You're passionate about this. That's half the battle. Besides, you wouldn't be facing it alone. Mr. Thompson is with you. The thought brought a small smile to Lily's lips. Jenna always knew the right thing to say, but the reassurance lingered uneasily. Could passion alone truly carry the weight of a community's dreams? As they reached her locker, Lily's phone buzzed. She hesitated before answering the call, recognizing her mother's number. The urgency was palpable in her mother's voice. Lily, I need you to come home right now. Is everything okay? Panic surged through Lily. Was something wrong? It's about your brother. Her mother paused, and Lily's heart dropped. He had an accident at school. He's fine, but we need to talk. Lily's blood turned to ice. I'll be there in 5 minutes. She ended the call and turned to Jenna, who was visibly concerned. What happened? I have to go. My brother got hurt. Panic seeped in, clouding the day's earlier excitement. I wish I could stay, and I can't even think right now. Go. I'll keep your notes from Mr. Thompson safe. We'll make time to plan once everything settles. Jenna's voice was steady, a reminder of the camaraderie that fueled her embers of hope. Lily took off down the hall, each step heavy with fear of the unknown. The chatter faded, replaced by the thumping of her heart. She fought to push the dread out of her mind. This was not about her. When Lily burst through the front door of her house, she was greeted by the sight of her mother, eyes red and frantic. Her younger brother, Sam, sat on the couch, his knee wrapped in a makeshift bandage, a small smudge of red peeking through. "Lily!" he exclaimed, eyes wide as if relieved to see her. Despite the pain, his face broke into a grin that tugged at her heart. "What happened?" She rushed to his side, crouching down to meet his eyes. "I tried to do a flip on the playground," Sam said sheepishly. "I fell and hurt my knee. It's sore. But I'm okay." Relief washed over her, but anger surged too. "You need to be more careful. You scared Mom and me half to death." "I'm sorry," he chirped, glancing at their mother, who looked like she might crumble at any moment. Before she could respond, her mother spoke up. "Lily, I know you've been busy. I'm glad you made it home. We've been trying to keep everything together. But..." Her voice trailed off. "You're growing up fast. I'm proud of you. I want to help," Lily declared, her resolve hardening. "This is still about my art center. If I can help others, I can help us too." The idea sparked anew, reconnecting her to the ambition from earlier. Her mother's face softened, a mix of pride and pain playing across her features. "I know, sweetie. Just promise me you'll take care of yourself too." Lily nodded, determination flooding through her veins. She squeezed Sam's hand, the bond between them present and alive. But a lingering question danced in her mind. Would she be able to help others while dealing with her own challenges? With so much ahead of her, there was still a path to navigate, one fraught with uncertainty and hope. This was only the beginning. Could she truly hold all these threads together? As she settled beside her brother, ready to talk through the chaos, a message from Mr. Thompson lit up her phone. Would his next words be the key to unlocking all her dreams, or would they only add to the intricacies of her journey? Lily felt a twinge of hope as she unlocked her phone, but the moment her eyes landed on the message, that flicker dimmed. Mr. Thompson had sent her details about the initial meetings for the Community Art Center project. There were virtual sessions, timelines, and names of other students who had interests similar to hers. But beneath the bullet points, she sensed a weight. This was more than just a project. It was a lifeline for so many people. "Lily, can you help me with my leg?" Sam's voice broke into her thoughts. As she looked at him, he was peering optimistically at her, his big brown eyes sparkling with curiosity. It was amazing how he didn't let fear or pain stand in his way. "Of course," she replied, shaking off her worries. She focused on the bandage, carefully checking if it needed to be replaced. As she worked, her mother settled in nearby, visibly relieved to see them bonding. "You should have seen my flip," Sam boasted, and Lily couldn't help but smile. "My friend said it was epic until I fell, of course." He winced slightly as she adjusted the bandage, but he quickly dismissed the discomfort with a laugh. Their laughter faded into comfortable silence. Lily's heart softened as she watched him. This was what she wanted, to create a space where kids like Sam could be inspired, to express themselves without fear. She wanted to see the joy of creation reflected in their faces, just like in her brother's. "How about you show me how to do that flip later, when your knee is better?" Lily teased. Sam grinned, his excitement palpable. "Yeah, we can practice together." He bounced slightly on the couch, and his enthusiasm brought warmth to the quiet room. But just as quickly as that warmth settled, the nagging doubt returned. The prospect of leading the art center would mean more responsibilities. Would she have the time for her family, her brother? "Hey, Mom," Lily started, treading carefully. "What if I do both? The project and help around the house and with Sam?" Her mother's gaze met hers, and Lily saw the flicker of worry there. "It's wonderful you want to do that, but are you sure you can balance everything? It's a big commitment, and we don't want you to overwhelm yourself." Lily nodded, her resolve hardening. "I think if I work really hard and manage my time, I can do it. For the art center, for Sam, for all of us. I want to make you both proud." Her voice wavered with a mix of determination and vulnerability, a thin line she walked constantly. Her mother smiled, a blend of pride and concern on her face. "It's brave of you to want this, sweetheart. Just remember that asking for help is strong, too." In that moment, Lily felt the support of her family wrapping around her like a cozy blanket, shielding her from the outside world. Yet a pulse of anxiety remained. Could she really be that girl everyone believed she could be? Just then, Sam raised his hand, excitement bubbling over as if he had just told a great joke. "Lily, I think you should be a superhero for our art center. You can fly in and help everyone." The lightness in his voice pulled a laugh from her. "What superpowers would I have, huh?" "Art powers," he shouted, laughing. "You can make anything beautiful. The best superhero ever." Lily felt a rush of warmth at his words. Could she harness that belief in herself and propel it into reality? As the afternoon wore on, she found herself lost in thoughts of sketches and designs, community partnerships and fundraising ideas. The challenge ahead felt monumental, but Sam's unwavering faith nudged at her heart. Just before dinner, she opened Mr. Thompson's message again. The next step was a meeting with the other stakeholders, a daunting but exciting prospect. But beneath her excitement, unease churned in her stomach. What if she let everyone down? A single thought flashed across her mind: what if she found out more, not just from Mr. Thompson, but from others involved in the project? Each decision would lead to unseen paths. Are you going to read it or stare at it forever? Sam's teasing nudged her out of her thoughts. You might break that phone. With a determined laugh, she responded, I'm doing my best to be that superhero, Sam. Just figuring out how to make the first leap. As she engaged more with the message, her confidence began to swell, but anxiety lingered. The next chapter of her life awaited, but she couldn't help but wonder, was she prepared enough to soar? A new message notification buzzed on her phone. They started a group chat for the Art Center project. She hesitated, her heart racing. What if this were the spark she needed, or would it ignite a whirlwind of chaos? Taking a deep breath, she opened the chat, ready to step into a world that could reshape everything or unravel it entirely. The moment Lily opened the group chat, her heart raced. Messages flared up like fireworks, filled with emojis and enthusiasm. Each new notification dinged with potential. Her fingers hovered over the keyboard as she read through the excited words of her peers. They buzzed about ideas, brainstormed about murals, and debated colors for the walls. Welcome to the team, everyone. So excited for this project. One message read, let us make the Art Center a place everyone can enjoy. Her eyes lit up as she recognized some names from school students she admired, each with their own creative sparks. Yet, beneath the excitement, her stomach twisted. What if they expected too much from her? What if they didn't think she belonged? But Lily pushed those thoughts back, reminding herself of Sam's faith in her. Art powers, she murmured. Perhaps that belief was a strength she could lean on. Hey, everyone, she typed, her fingers shaky as she clicked send. I'm excited to be part of this. Let us create something amazing together. Instantly, a flood of thumbs up and smiley faces sprouted in response. A wave of reassurance washed over her. Clearly, they were all in this for the same reason, to make a difference. It made her feel part of something bigger, a community where art could stitch together dreams and hopes. The following day, Lily woke early, her mind racing with new ideas. It was Saturday, and she had planned a weekend to gather her thoughts about the project. She decided to take a walk through the park, to breathe in the fresh air and let her creativity flow freely. Grabbing her sketchbook, she slipped into her sneakers, ready for a bit of inspiration. As she walked, Lily's thoughts drifted to all the kids she hoped to help. She envisioned walls plastered with colors, canvases filled with life, spaces where young artists could explore without judgment. The picture blossomed in her mind. Laughter echoing, paint splattering, hands moving freely in joy. At a nearby bench, a group of children played on the swings, their laughter ringing like music. Inspired, Lily settled down, sketching the scene before her. The joy of youth swirled around her and poured onto the page. Brilliant reds and bright yellows dripped from her pencil, capturing a scene full of hope and possibilities. But then, a fleeting thought cut through. What if she stuttered when presenting? What if they laughed? Her heart sank slightly. Perhaps her art weren't enough, perhaps she wasn't enough. The weight of those thoughts pressed down hard, forcing her hand to pause mid-stroke. "Hey, can I see what you're drawing?" A voice broke through her reverie. It was a girl around Samus' age, with a ponytail that bounced as she approached. Sure," Lily managed, revealing her paper. The girl's eyes widened, and a grin spread across her face. "This is awesome. Can you draw me next?" she asked, excitement sparkling in her gaze. Lily found herself smiling back, warmth flooding her. "Absolutely. Just give me your best pose." As the girl struck a playful pose, Lily felt a shift, as if the doubts were blown away by this little girl's joy. Maybe art wasn't just about the product, it was about connection, about sharing joy. Her confidence flickered back to life by the time she returned home. Lily was armed with sketches and a renewed sense of purpose. The chat notifications greeted her once more, full of conversations about their first virtual meeting. She felt the thrill again, but the doubt lingered just below the surface. What if they were disappointed in her contributions? What if the enormity of their dreams outstripped her abilities? As she set her things down, a message popped up: "Can't wait for tomorrow's meeting. Let us blow everyone away with our ideas." Lily's heart danced for a moment before anxiety pulled at her. What if her ideas didn't measure up? Just then, Sam walked in, the glee still shining in his eyes. "Lily, are we still going to practice flips today? I want to show you my new moves." She chuckled, sinking into the warmth of his enthusiasm. "Sure, but only if you promise not to fall." Again, his laughter echoed through the room. Suddenly, it felt easier to believe in her own potential, just as he did. That night, as Lily lay in bed, the messages crisscrossing in her mind. Her heart raced with a mixture of excitement and apprehension. Could she truly become the leader they hoped for? A new notification buzzed from her phone, a video call link for the meeting. Her breath caught in her chest. This was it, the pivotal moment that could push her into unknown territory. With a deep breath, she whispered to herself, "You've got this, Lily. Just believe." But as she looked out at the stars shining brightly in the night sky, one thought lingered: what if the outcome changed everything she thought she knew about herself? Lily clicked the video call link, her heart pounding like a drum. The screen filled with friendly faces, a mosaic of excitement and nervous energy. Each one of her peers beamed with enthusiasm. And suddenly she wasn't just a quiet girl from school, she was part of a team. A rush of adrenaline surged through her. "Hey, everyone!" a voice chimed in, breaking the barrier of silence. It was Mia, the one who had initiated the chat. "Thanks for joining. Let's dive into our ideas." As the meeting unfolded, Lily's heart warmed with each contribution. Ideas flowed like a river, color suggestions, themes for murals, even plans for a kickoff event. The energy was infectious, wrapping around her like a cozy blanket. But just beneath that warmth, her own insecurities simmered. When it was time for everyone to share their thoughts, Lily's hands trembled slightly. The room seemed to shrink as she prepared herself for her turn. She was terrified. What if they saw through her, felt that she didn't belong? Mia suggested we each share one idea about what we could do for the center. A voice broke her thoughts: Jordan, another student familiar from art class. "Lily, you should go first. You've got such a unique style." Lily blinked, her breath hitching. All eyes were on her, their gazes both encouraging and intimidating. She started, feeling the warmth drain away. "I was thinking we could create a mural that represents our community." The words tumbled out, shaky but filled with genuine passion. She found herself growing steadier, warming up to the idea as she spoke. She imagined colors swirling together in a vibrant expression of stories from neighborhoods, blending experiences, strengths, and struggles, a visual tapestry that celebrated their unity. "That's amazing," Mia interrupted, her eyes sparkling. "We could even gather stories from people in the community to inspire the mural. It'll give it more depth." "Yes." Lily felt a rush of hope. The group buzzed with approval, bouncing around ideas like fireworks. Suddenly, the tension eased within her. Here, in this moment, her thoughts were met with enthusiasm instead of judgment, a kind of magic she hadn't expected. Just as they began to explore more concepts, a new notification pinged in the chat. It was a message from Anna, a girl known for her talent with pastels. Can we use some of Lily's sketches to represent her ideas? They could be a great starting point. Time slowed. Lily felt the warmth of optimism swell in her chest. It was as if the universe had conspired to lift her spirits. Her sketches, now seen as valuable contributions, seemed to validate her place in this project. But as joy bubbled within her, a shadow flickered across her thoughts. What if it was all too good to be true? As their discussion continued, the buzz around her grew, enveloping her like a comforting embrace. Each voice that joined in sparked more confidence, and the fears that had clung to her began to fade. She marveled at the collaborative magic happening right before her ideas evolving into plans, safe spaces emerging for creativity to flourish. Yet, deep inside, her doubts still lingered. What if she faltered next time? What if this spark faded away? Hours later, as the call wrapped up, a weight lifted. They were leaving with enthusiasm, ready to craft something extraordinary together. Lily signed off, still feeling the electric tingle of success. But then there it was again, a notification pinging. A message from Sam that read, "I'm so proud of you. You really shined today." Her heart fluttered. Maybe Sam was right about her. With a hesitant smile, she picked up her sketchbook and looked at her unfinished pieces sprawled across the pages. But just as she began to feel the possibilities, another thought crept in. What if the upcoming community outreach didn't go as planned? What if her vision flopped when plunged into the real world? Exhaling, she knew there was only one way forward. With determination sparkling in her heart, Lily whispered to herself, "Time to create magic." And so, with her heartbeat steadying, she opened her sketchbook, ready to transform her vision into reality. But as she flipped the page, one lingering question pulsed in her mind. Was she truly prepared to unveil her art to the very community she hoped to inspire? Lily took a deep breath. The blank page stared back at her like a canvas waiting for color. She picked up her pencil and let it glide across the paper, feeling the familiar comfort of her art. Lines emerged, transforming into shapes and swirling patterns, reflecting the joy she had just felt in the meeting. Yet, with each stroke, a flicker of doubt tried to sneak in. What if they don't connect with my vision? She muttered, pausing to look at the sketches. The mural was meant to stitch together their community's stories. But what if it only ended up as a jumble of colors? She shook her head, forcing the negative thoughts aside. Focus on the joy, she told herself. These shapes could be homes, parks, smiles, each detail resonating with memories and feelings from people in her town. With renewed determination, she furiously sketched as the words of Mia and Anna echoed in her mind. They believed in her, and their excitement was palpable. Maybe it wouldn't be just her art representing the community, but also the collective spirit of collaboration. Hours flew by as she got lost in the creative process. Each hour spent was a brushstroke in her mind, adding layers of hope, courage, and resilience. She couldn't help but smile, a soft, genuine smile, as she envisioned the final mural alive with vibrant hues. But as the dusk settled in, a new wave of anxiety washed over her. What if people didn't show up to collaborate? What if she ended up alone, trying to carry the weight of this vision? Panic nagged at her like an unwelcome itch. Lily tried to shake it off. This is a team effort, she reminded herself, looking out the window at the sunset sprinkling oranges and purples across the sky. As night fell, she looked at the time and realized it was late. She had lost herself in her art, but she needed to rest. With a content sigh, she placed her sketchbook down but felt a sense of impending pressure creeping back. The next day would be big. They planned to meet at the community center to gather input. This was where the weight of organizing would land on her shoulders. Her ideas would come alive in collaboration. But what if it all fell apart? What if she choked? With a heavy heart, she picked up her phone, typing a quick message to Sam, hoping for reassurance. What if tomorrow doesn't go as planned? She sent it and waited. Her heart raced as the dots danced on her screen, a silent rhythm that seemed to mirror her anxiety. After a few moments, her phone pinged back. Remember, It's not about perfection. Just share your heart. We're in this together. Lily felt warmth spread through her, grateful and scared at once. As morning dawned, she gathered her sketches, her courage still a bit unsteady. Clutching her bag tight, she stepped out into the bright light, her mind swirling with excitement and nerves. Arriving at the community center, the energy buzzed in the air. Young faces, diverse and bright, each one ready to create something meaningful. Then she spotted Mia waving, her excitement contagious. "Are you ready, Lily?" she asked, her eyes sparkling. But a sudden twist in her stomach made it hard to respond. Was she ready? Could she lead this team? Her voice caught in her throat. Just then, a group of people entered, smiling and chatting animatedly. Lily's pulse quickened. They were her neighbors, people who embodied the very community her mural would celebrate. In that moment, she realized something. It wasn't solely about her or her fear. It was about them. As she gathered her resolve, she turned to Mia. "Let us do this." But as they ventured inside, a lingering voice in her mind whispered, could she truly showcase her heart without fear, or would vulnerabilities break her down? The community center buzzed with life, each voice blending into a chorus of anticipation. Tables were set up around the room, covered in colorful paper and art supplies, and Lily felt a charge in the air, a mix of creativity waiting to be unleashed and her own racing thoughts battling for dominance. "All right, everyone, gather around," Mia called out, her enthusiasm infectious. Lily stood beside her, gripping her sketches tighter, faint tremors running through her fingers. She struggled to shake the feeling of being an imposter. What if they expected a polished presentation, and all she had was a sketchbook full of ideas and uncertainties? As people settled into chairs, Lily glanced around at familiar faces. Families she knew, teens who grew up with her, and even the elderly folks who shared stories of the community's past. Each one was a thread in the tapestry she hoped to create, each one filled with their own dreams and memories. "Today is all about collaboration," Mia continued. "Lily has some fantastic sketches to share, and we want your input. This mural will be our story together." Determined to embrace that spirit, Lily took a deep breath. Hi everyone." Her voice wobbled slightly, but she pressed on, heart pounding. As Mia said, "I've been tirelessly sketching some ideas for our mural. This is a chance for all of us to reflect our community's soul." As she laid out her sketches, the room quieted. She could feel their eyes on her, almost like a spotlight. Each sketch represented a piece of her heart, colorful renderings of playgrounds, gardens, children laughing, and residents sharing moments. It was more than her art. It was their collective experience. "What do you think?" she asked, her voice steadying with each word. A moment of silence fell over the room before a young boy eagerly raised his hand. "Can we put a dragon in it?" His question drew laughter, breaking the tension. Lily caught herself smiling, her heart warming. "Absolutely. Dragons can stand for our dreams." She laughed, and the boy beamed back at her as the discussion unfolded. Voices joined in, ideas clashing and merging. The vision of the mural transformed every few minutes. Someone suggested adding local landmarks, while another chimed in about incorporating the activities the community loved. The energy surged, making her dizzy with excitement. But then, a mingling worry crept back. What if they lost the essence of her original vision? What if, in chasing collaboration, they diluted the beauty she saw? Just as self-doubt threatened to swallow her up, Mia nudged her. "Don't overthink it, Lily. Remember, each person brings something unique. It'll all come together." A chorus of nods and murmurs followed, and for a moment, she felt buoyed by their support. Suddenly, a warm voice cut through her thoughts. Mira, a veteran artist whose work she admired, spoke up. "Lily, I love the spirit of your sketches. But do you know what would be powerful? Maybe a central piece that ties it all together, something that represents unity? Our town holds so many cultures. What if we featured symbols from each of them?" That struck a chord deep within her. The idea sparked memories of block parties, food festivals, and stories shared over fences, all the vibrant colors that made their community whole. Their voices, their stories, they were her guiding stars, and every piece, no matter how small, counted in this mural. Absolutely, Lily exclaimed, her heart swelling with a renewed sense of purpose. That is brilliant, Mira. Let us symbolize our unity. Just then, a hesitant hand rose from the back of the room. A man with anxious eyes spoke up. I've been part of this community for years, and I've never felt seen. Can we share our struggles too? They're part of our story. Lily's heart skipped. Yes, that was it. A mural that didn't shy away from challenges. One that embraced imperfections and pain alongside joy. Of course, she replied, her voice steady now. Every story counts, and that's what makes us human. Let this mural reflect every shade, the happy and the hard. As the conversation continued to build around the room, Lily felt a rush of hope wash over her. They were no longer just ideas, it was a living, breathing mural forming right before her eyes. A testament to their shared journey. Lily's gaze swept the crowd again, and there was a light in everyone's eyes. She caught Mia's encouraging smile, and suddenly, her fears seemed to dissolve in the air around them. But as the session drew to a close, a thought lingered in the back of her mind. Was she ready for what came next? Would she be able to lead this diverse group through the mural creation, ensuring every voice was heard? With that question floating in her chest, she knew one thing for sure. This journey was just beginning, and everything felt different now. In the weeks that followed, excitement filled the air of Oak Ridge. The Community Art Center was becoming a reality, and the mural project was blossoming like the flowers in spring. Painted canvases wrapped around the walls of the center, showcasing the hidden talents of everyone from children to seniors. Each brush stroke carried the laughter and stories of the townsfolk, a testament to their journey of collaboration. Lily felt transformed. Her once shaky voice grew strong and confident, guided by the support of her friends and neighbors. In that vibrant atmosphere, she found herself connecting not just with them, but with her own heart's yearning. Each day began with a burst of energy, her sketchbook constantly by her side, filled with ideas and concepts. Time moved quickly, and yet it felt like a dance. Each moment a carefully choreographed step towards something beautiful. The heart of it all was the mural. Together, the community brought their visions to life, debating colors, symbols, and meanings. On weekends, families gathered at the center, paint-covered hands and laughter echoing against the walls. The laughter reminded Lily of her brother Sam kicking around, finding joy in the simplest of moments. She smiled thinking of the flips he now practiced with renewed vigor, and how he hadn't just inspired her, but became her steadfast reminder of hope. Then came the day when the mural would officially debut, the grand unveiling for the entire community. Crowds began to gather as Lily stood nervously by the stage, flanked by a few of her devoted teammates. "This is it," she whispered to Mia, who stood radiating excitement. "Do you think they'll love it? Are you kidding?" Mia replied, beaming. "They'll see themselves in it. You've captured our hearts." The moments stretched as families filled the center, eyes wide with anticipation. The principal took to the stage, excitement buzzing through the crowd. "Welcome everyone to our community celebration. Today, we unveil something special, a mural that embodies our spirit, our dreams, and a testament of unity from one and all." As the curtain dropped, gasps of awe filled the room. The mural was a brilliant explosion of color and emotion. Children played joyfully, families gathered. Even the cherished history of Oak Ridge was lovingly painted in swirling designs. In the center, a magnificent tree encapsulated the heart of the design, symmetrically branching out, representing each family's roots, its boughs filled with symbols of their different cultures, a reminder of the strength in diversity. Lily's heart raced, her vision brought to life. But it was the faces in the crowd that truly swept her away, her neighbors pointing, identifying, sharing glances and stories. Conversations bloomed like wildflowers, each person seeing a piece of themselves reflected in the mural. For the first time, it felt like they were truly connected. Amid the jubilance, Mr. Thompson stepped forward, his figure overshadowed by the mural's majesty. "This piece, this community, is a cry for all of us to remember," he began, his voice saturated with warmth and sincerity. We are more than just individuals. We are woven together in a beautiful tapestry, strengthened by our shared stories. His gaze softened as it met Lily's. Your courage has inspired me and our community. You've reminded us of what it truly means to dream together. Tears spilled from Lily's eyes, words caught in her throat. Could one girl really spark such change? She looked at her mother, proud and strong, and at her brother as he grinned, happiness radiating. It was a moment pierced by light, a moment she knew would stay with her for a lifetime. The celebration erupted into cheers, the ongoing applause echoing against the colorful mural. For every doubt she had harbored faded like a forgotten lullaby. She was no longer just a girl with a sketchbook. She had become a beloved part of something far greater. In that moment of pure joy, she learned a vital truth: she could not just lead. She could inspire. As the festivities continued, laughter and creativity filled the air, the genuine celebration recovering every piece of doubt. The mural stood as a lifelong reminder of their journey, woven through shared experiences, hope, and growth. Finally, she felt liberated from fear. All of them, every child, every parent, every elder could reach for their dreams and touch the sky. And more importantly, they could do it together, hand in hand. As the final flicker of the setting sun tinted the mural, Lily knew this was just the beginning. She glanced down at her sketchbook, now her treasure trove of inspiration, and flipped through its pages filled with ideas for what was next. The story of Oak Ridge was far from over. The voice of Mr. Thompson rumbled through the crowd again, resonating in Lily's spirit. Together, we will continue to create, to grow, and to nurture this beautiful dream we built. The applause renewed, echoing long into the night, carrying the promise of a vibrant future. Lily took a deep breath, ready for whatever came next, uplifted by the certainty that she had family behind her, her community rallying together to face whatever dreams lay ahead. Now, dear friend, it's time for you to rally behind our stories as well. Subscribe immediately to our channel to not miss the next exclusive tales that will warm your heart. Leave a like now to feed the algorithm and keep the magic alive. Don't hesitate to comment how you felt about this ending. Your thoughts matter. And share instantly this story with at least 5 friends who need to be inspired by transformation. This is the moment to show your support. True fans know that how we grow our community. Don't wait not even one more second.